If you're a Halo fan, you know what the big topic of discussion is right now. Halo Campaign Evolved is the newest installment in the Halo series, just recently revealed and arriving in 2026. It's currently a rather controversial topic that I want to talk about. Not only this, but apparently Halo Infinite is no longer receiving any content updates. The game is officially being left behind. I've been waiting to make this because I honestly wanted to see the absolute shit show that would come after the initial reveal. Fans are pissed both at the reveal and at each other. I, of course, have my thoughts on the game itself, but honestly, I'm not that interested in talking about that because there are already tons of videos talking about these things and why they're no good. My personal tackle on Sprint is that it can and has worked in Halo. I think Sprint in Halo is fine, but don't insert it into a game like Combat Evolved unless you plan on changing everything else about it too. But then it's not even Combat Evolved anymore, so what's the point? I have issues with the Forerunner architecture and how it looks too new, too clean. Everything's a triangle. Why do the Forerunners only know how to make triangles? Are they stupid? Do they just really like triangular shapes? Genuinely, what is their problem? Why can't they make anything else? I, of course, also take issue with the amount of reused assets in this game. But again, I don't want to just yap about these. There are already enough videos doing a great job of explaining how these are bad. What I want to do is take a look at the Halo community. This is unironically a group of people that will see you criticizing things about a game they like and call you toxic or a fake fan. All because you don't like it when the AAA game studio is lying to you or feeding you shit products. This is a group of people that will get excited when we finally get to use the color white for free after 4 years of waiting. Look, I've made many Halo videos in the past, okay? I've made some during my days of being a 343 enthusiast. But of course, most of them were made after I realized how shit this franchise was now, but I've never really made a video all about the Halo community and how genuinely pathetic it is. And yes, the gloves are off for this one. I try to be a nice person, okay? I try to be reasonable. I try to be respectful, but I have a limit. It has become abundantly clear to me that these people are uninterested in civil discussion. They don't care about that shit. They just want to shill and eat their corporal slop. These people don't care to be respectful. They don't want to hear your point of view. They just lock themselves inside echo chambers and beg for you to shut up. They will literally force hashtag Halo positivity trends down your throats to try and drown out the people raising valid concerns and criticisms. And let me tell you something. If you need to force a positivity trend to try and pretend people aren't mad about the current state of the franchise, that's not a good sign. It's pathetic. Stop coping. Just accept that there are valid reasons to be upset. And let me make one thing clear. If you like the 343 games, that's fine. I like many aspects of 343's Halo games. I even enjoy many things about Halo 5. I don't have a problem with people who simply like the 343 shit. What I have a problem with is when you can't accept the blatant and obvious flaws right in front of you. When you put down the older games in order to make the newer ones sound better. I have a problem when you call me a fake fan for complaining about shitty products. I have a problem when you call me toxic for pointing out blatantly obvious red flags. But of course, I think it's about time we address the community all across different platforms. Let's take a look at some tweets, shall we? It took you until the game ended to give us basic white. This is the legacy Infinite leaves. A 10-year plan reduced to this. Listen, can we just enjoy things for what they are? Infinite has come an insanely long way. So too, if you're saying the legacy boils down to adding white at the tail end of things, then I think we've lost the plot. No, we can't. We can't accept shit like this. The color white used to be a basic fundamental part of Halo customization. I used to be able to choose what color I wanted to be. I used to be able to choose my primary and secondary color. I know that's shocking nowadays. You gotta buy colors now, but I mean, I used to be able to do that. On day one release of Halo 3, I could have made my Spartan full white, and now you're telling me at the very tail end of Infinite, now, only now, I can make my Spartan the color white without paying for it. Is that what you're really? This is a good thing? We should be grateful for this. Infinite has come an insanely long way. So much development time for Halo Infinite was spent trying to course correct, trying to play damage control. If they had just launched the game the way it should have been launched, this game would probably be sky high right now. It'd probably be great. It'd be amazing. And like the thing is, the core gameplay of Infinite is fun. I enjoy playing Infinite. I still play Infinite occasionally. But the problem is everything else around the core gameplay. That's the issue with this game. If they had spent more time developing everything else, if they had actually released this game the way it was meant to be released, so that they did not have to spend all this time playing damage control, rather than actually giving us new, good content, then there wouldn't be an issue. If one color held you up from having fun, then you have deeper issues. You are a stinky, poopy head. Okay, there you go. This person is overall just being disingenuous. That's something you'll see a lot from this community. Sprinting through these long hallways destroys the pacing, tension, and mystery. It takes away a moment for the player's imagination to wonder and guess about the world you're in. You don't get that crucial few moments to ask yourself, what's around this corner, or what's at the end of this hallway? Because within literally a few seconds, you're at the destination. There's no space between the combat and just exploring the environment. I know this is probably a meme and not meant to be taken totally seriously, but I find it kind of funny how, in the first segment of this meme, he moves slower than he actually has to. Combat Evolved movement is not that slow, you can move faster than that, so I don't know why he's moving slower than he needs to. And at the same time, it's kinda interesting to me how this meme is just admitting that modern audiences are the problem. What's wrong with looking around, taking in your environment in a video game? What's wrong with allowing the setting to do the storytelling for you? What's wrong with paying attention to your surroundings and looking at the craftsmanship and work that went into modeling this place, this map, this world that you are in? What's wrong with that? Clearly, modern audiences, modern gamers, the people that 343 is now trying to appeal to, are the problem. They are part of the problem. They are the issue because for some reason, they can't comprehend the idea of taking in the world around you. They need to just rush through everything. They need to sprint through the entire thing. Under this same post, you will see comments saying, you control the buttons you press, or you can just turn off sprint in settings. Okay. Then why is it in the game? If sprint doesn't need to be in the game, if you don't need to play the game with sprint functional, then why is it in the game? Also, I think a lot of people are forgetting, I've already played Combat Evolved. I know that Combat Evolved is best played without sprint. I already know that. Halo fans already know that. People are forgetting. This is being put on PlayStation now. This game is going to be the first time Halo is ever put on PlayStation. And PlayStation players have never played Halo. They don't know how Halo works. They don't know how it's best played. They aren't going to know to turn off sprint. They aren't going to know these things unless they're chronically online like we are. This is going to ruin the experience for them, in my opinion. A lot of people are not going to experience Combat Evolved the way it was meant to be experienced originally, and that is kind of disappointing to me. When I argue about sprint being in Combat Evolved, I'm not really that concerned about me using sprint. I'm more concerned about the new players using sprint, because they won't know what I know about how sprint works. Anyway, how about we move on to some TikTok videos, shall we?
Halo is getting remade, and I'm sure the internet's got tons of great opinions that they're so eager to give to the world, so let's take a look at some of them and rank them 1 out of 10. Sprinting through these long hallways destroys the pacing, tension, and mystery. It takes away a moment for the player's imagination to wonder and guess about the world you're in. We're gonna give this one a dog shit out of 10. Sprinting is an optional feature. You're not required to do it. If you don't want to sprint, don't click the sprint. Moving on.
Obviously, he just responded to the tweet that I just, talked about a minute ago. I already explained why this argument is stupid, so I'm not going to do that again, but I just want to point out that this guy's already irritating me because he's just being a dick for no reason, just talking like one for no reason. The tweet that he was responding to was laid out in a perfectly reasonable way. It was not a disrespectful tweet, it was not saying anything shitty, it wasn't dissing anybody or anything, and then so this guy comes in just being a dick. Dog shit out of 10, right? I'm gonna give you a dog shit out of 10 on that take, buddy. Sorry.
Also, why does Chief need to load the Magnum every time you switch to it? It's a striker fire pistol. This mechanic makes no sense and delays combat. We're giving you a tourist out of 10. This is the exact same animation that existed in the original. You didn't complain about it then. You're complaining about it now because you're a whore for views and likes. It's funny, the first guy was mad for adding new features. The second guy is mad because they're keeping old features. If you're noticing a trend here, gamers will never be happy. Moving on.
It's funny because I agree with him on this pistol reload thing, right? That's a stupid complaint to have. I don't care about that. But that is the one and only tweet I have ever seen complaining about that. So I imagine if you want to make a response to all the complaints about this remake, you would want to respond to the most popular complaints, right? Not just the one stupid one that one guy made. I mean, unless maybe you're being disingenuous in a way, unless you're cherry-picking arguments, but you couldn't be doing that, could you?
Not gonna lie, I'm disappointed that I didn't get early release access to the Halo Combat Evolved remake, but non-Halo content creators have. 10 out of 10 best take of the day. Halo should be showing support for the people who have kept their communities alive and have branded themselves around Halo, but instead they would rather give all those opportunities to people who don't actually give a fuck about Halo and just see this as a content payday. Shout out to this guy Mint Blitz, finally some valid criticism. Moving on. Why the remake is going for realism and not this is beyond fucking insulting and lame as fuck. This gets a gay out of 10. I never want to play a Halo game that looks like a fucking colored pencil drawing. The games were always going for realism, however gaming realism in 2001 was capped out at shit like this. Shorties had pyramids, a Giza has titties. We got better since then. Gamers suck, I don't take any of them seriously, and if you don't either, gimme kiss.
I think this argument is less about realism and more about the loss of art style. Unreal Engine, objectively, it looks beautiful, it looks realistic, it looks high definition, but it loses the art style that Halo had. That's the problem here, in my personal opinion. We now know that Halo Studios now has plans to remake the entire trilogy with Unreal Engine, or at least it's said that they do. It's leaked that they do, so take it with a grain of salt, I suppose. If they do plan on doing that, every single game is going to look like a high-definition Unreal Engine 5 game. It's not going to have the same style that it did in ye olden days when they were first made. Something I love about every single Halo game is that because of the art style, and yes, partially this is because of the times that they were made in, but because of the art style, you can tell exactly, based off of a single screenshot, which Halo game that came out of. Combat Evolved style is bright and colorful. Halo 2's style is a bit darker, more gritty. Halo 3 goes back to the bright and colorful toy feel. In Halo Reach, everything is darker, everything is grittier. Everything feels more grounded, more real, more tragic in that game. These games obviously were, in a way, limited by the times, but they still had art style to them. They still had intent behind the art. I mean, you can't look at these and tell me that these all had the exact same artistic vision behind them. That's just not true. Just look at these. These are different. And I'm personally worried that we're going to lose that intent if we just remake every game the same way in Unreal Engine 5.
You people are fucking insufferable. Here are all the things people are upset about in the new Halo game. The AR has 32 rounds and not 60. The metal on the guns is too shiny. There's weapon bloom. There's sprint. You can look down your sights. You can even use the battle rifle. You can use the energy sword. The Covenant somehow looks horrible, even though they always look the same. The plasma rifle is too skinny. Foehammer has a face now. There's a couple new voice lines. You can hijack vehicles now. There's a fourth seat on the Warthog. The tires of the Warthog look bad? Huh? The HUD looks bad, but you can also customize it, so I don't know why people are upset about that one. The shield regenerates too fast. Hunters don't die in one Magnum shot anymore. The Magnum has the same animations it had in the original. People are mad at this, but are also mad that this game isn't the same as the original. Just please make it make sense. There's 3 brand new prequel missions. Again, why the fuck are we mad at this? The Pelican crashes in the new cutscene, but didn't in the original, the Needler has an ammo counter, Forerunner structures are too shiny, and Cortana is blue and not purple. Wow, and okay. That's also not everything, but I wanted to keep this video semi-short. A lot of these idiots don't realize that this game is also a year out from release, and they literally state that this is not the final product in the game in every second of gameplay we see. Changes are gonna happen, most likely from listening to the community, but Jesus Christ, guys, can we just chill the fuck out?
Wow, 2 disingenuous arguments in a row. That's impressive. 2 videos in a row that are like this. Wow, that's interesting, huh? Alright, so of course, most of these are, yet again, either cherry-picked or, I don't want to just call him a liar, but I have never seen a lot of these, like, anywhere online. I have never seen anybody complaining about some of these. And for the ones he is complaining about, a lot of that is just him simplifying the issue, making it sound stupid. So that's just, yet again, disingenuous. Good video so far. People have a problem with the Forerunner structures, not because they're too shiny, okay, but because they don't look old. Look at Combat Evolved's Forerunner structures. Look at how old those look. Those are ancient. They've been left alone for millions of years, right? They should look ancient. They should look untouched. They should tell a visual story on their own. This looks brand new. Looks like somebody just cleaned it. It looks new. It's not the same. You are remaking Combat Evolved. I am aware that a remake entails that things will be changed. But don't change the way the Forerunner structures look. That's part of the story. It's an important part of the story and how it's told. This is yet again why sprint is an issue, I think. Because you're supposed to take things in. You're supposed to take the details, absorb what is around you, absorb the craftsmanship and work that was put into this stuff. The Covenant looking bad? No, the argument is not that the Covenant look horrible. People love the way the Covenant in Halo Infinite look. But that's the problem. These models are from Halo Infinite. They aren't new. These are models just taken from another game and slapped into this one. This just reused assets. It's lazy. That's what, like, a lot of the stuff that we've seen in this game so far is. Running animations, reused asset. It's lazy. The Needler model, reused asset. Master Chief himself, reused asset, but lightly touched up, I will say. The Hunter is the only one, the only Covenant unit in this game so far that is not a reused asset from Halo Infinite. That is not good. That's lazy. Do I like the Halo Infinite models? Yes, I do. The Halo Infinite models are some of the best Covenant models in the franchise. But don't take those models and slap them into Combat Evolved. That's not where they belong. From a development standpoint, this is lazy. And from a lore standpoint, it's weird. Why are we using elite models from the post-war era of Halo? Why are we using that in Combat Evolved, the first game in the series? That makes no sense. And yes, of course, this is a early build of the game. You know what else was an early build of the game? Halo Infinite, when that was revealed. How much of Infinite was changed when that game was actually released? Not that much, right? How much of the Combat Evolved Anniversary remaster was changed after it was revealed? Not that much. Like what? 3 models, I think, max? How much do you really think they're gonna change in this game? Are they gonna change everything? Is everything in this game? Was everything revealed to us a placeholder? If so, that's bad. Why are we seeing the product if it's barely even finished yet? Why are we seeing this? If nothing is going to look the way it looks in the game, from what we've seen, why would they show it to us? Your math is absolutely blowing my mind right now, sir. So, it's not the fault of the studio for developing the bad game and releasing it totally unfinished. It's not the fault of the studio for pushing horrible microtransactions onto their consumer base. It's not the fault of the studio for lying to their consumers, for making false promises. It's not the fault of the studio for whatever reason, refusing to commit to one storyline. No. It's your fault. You're the reason all of that stuff happened, right? It's mind-blowing. I don't understand. What mental gymnastics did you do to come to this conclusion? Like, genuinely, how?
Hey, you seen that new Halo?
Fuck, man. That shit's ass. I don't know what's worse, the fact it's going to PlayStation or the fact they gotta play that whack-ass version of that game.
Hey, you seen that new Halo?
That shit looks fire.
Oh, God.
Alright, so that one was a meme, obviously. Not really much of an argument there to be made, but I would like to point out something that you might see a tiny bit more often from here on out. This is what I call the fake fan conundrum. See how he has Halo fans titled as Halo fans in quotations, implying that they are not actually, real fans because they have valid criticism? I know, that's horrible. Oh my god, God forbid. Yeah, well, criticism isn't allowed here, and if you criticize anything, then you're fake. You're not a true fan, okay? Hate to break it to you. Sorry. I know more about you than you do about yourself, so yeah. But I will get into this more a bit later, because it will come up again, trust me. Anyway, that is the last TikTok video I have. There are a couple YouTube videos I saw too that I want to check out and respond to, so I'm not gonna, show the entire YouTube video because I don't want to steal somebody's content, but I'll go through some snippets of their videos and I will just respond to them. Okay? Okay, let's just do this. Let's get this over with.
And I've said this for a long time, and it's got me a lot of backlash, but Halo Combat Evolved fucking sucks. And that's coming from a guy that's, created the MA5 from Halo Combat Evolved, also the Magnum from Halo Combat Evolved, right, in cardboard, as well as I have my own custom poster painting of Halo Combat Evolved. And look, I get it. At the time, it was revolutionary, and I still love the game. It created a legendary franchise we enjoy today. But my god, it's horrible to play through. It's fun until the library, which I don't even mind as much as I hate going back through the same fucking 3 missions that I already don't like. And they're just less fun. The Flood and Halo CE are just literally the worst to play. Right? Like, I really don't like it, which is why it's a remake and not a remaster. A remaster was the bullshit we got in 2011. This is a remake, and it's meant to not only fix the old repetitive missions, but add more weapons, enemies, and create new experiences with the old game.
So this is subjective opinion, but I don't entirely disagree here. I do think Combat Evolved is repetitive in some ways, and I have criticized it for that, like privately, not on YouTube, but privately before. I have criticized it for that. Me personally, I think the Flood from Combat Evolved are the best Flood in the entire series. They're the only Flood that feel like a Flood. They're the scariest to me. They feel the best to fight against. I enjoy fighting the Combat Evolved Flood. You get overwhelmed quickly. It's what they're supposed to do. It's fun that way. And yes, of course, like I mentioned, this is a remake, So I acknowledge the fact that not everything will be the same. I acknowledge that. But the problem I have with this remake, the main problem I have with this remake, is that it shouldn't exist. We don't need this shit. We don't need it. You know what they should have done? They should have ported the Master Chief Collection to PlayStation. Easy. Simple as that. Boom. MCC has Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, Halo Reach, and Halo 4. Plus Halo 2 Anniversary, plus Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. I understand that the point of this remake is to get PlayStation players that have never played Halo before into the series. So just give them all the games in one package. Give them MCC. Let them play these games the way they were meant to be played originally. And if they don't like it, that's on them. That's a them problem. Sorry, it just isn't for you then. Try out some of the newer games. This is the thing that I think more people need to recognize. Franchises in general aren't for everybody. They will never be for everybody. You can never convince everybody. You can never appeal to everybody and make them all love this one thing. Because different people have different tastes. Different franchises have different styles that appeal to different kinds of audiences. That's the point of different franchises. We don't need this remake, nor do I have the trust in Halo Studios that they will do it right. I do not believe that they will do this franchise justice. And I know some people will say, oh, actually, this is a brand new studio with brand new people. It's totally different. 343 doesn't exist anymore.
Halo Campaign Evolved is the next project coming out of Halo Studios. It is the ultimate Halo CE campaign remake.
Sorry. What was that? Say that again?
Halo Campaign Evolved is the next project coming out of Halo Studios.
What happened to the new studio? Shouldn't this be the new studio's first game? Not their next game? Even with that out of the way, it is blatantly obvious that these are the same people in charge of Halo Studios that were in charge of 343. They're doing the same shit. They've been doing the same shit. Halo Infinite ended. Halo Infinite, it's over, okay? Do you want to know what their final update for Halo Infinite was? more cosmetics. They are begging you to buy shit. They're trying to get you to spend more money on shit. More cosmetics is all they can do for the big final update of Halo Infinite. More cosmetics. What the hell? You know how 343 didn't have the balls to commit to any single story? They would just like do a soft reboot after every single game and just like leave the previous story behind. Well, they're doing that again now with Halo Infinite, because you know what? We're getting a book to conclude the story of Halo Infinite. This is the same studio. This is the same company, okay? Please, just admit it. Just acknowledge that. This is the same studio.
But let's talk about the assets. I've seen a lot of people criticizing over reusing Infinite assets, and I've made videos about Infinite's attention to detail on their assets, and it's absolutely amazing. Their assets are absolutely amazing. Their weapons, everything is amazing. And using these excellent assets cuts costs. It cuts costs overall for the game, allowing Halo Studios to put money into other areas like world building, voice lines, and just content in general. And many Halo fans don't seem to understand that in 2001, it only cost $10 million to create Halo Combat Evolved. Halo Infinite cost $500 million to make. Adjusting for inflation, Halo CE would have been at least $15 million in 2021. I mean, you just can't build a AAA shooter for $15 million in today's gaming world. Corners, unfortunately, need to be cut to produce a product. And corners like reusing already amazing models that were just previously praised as some of the best in the franchise's history is a non-issue when comparing it to releasing a bad, glitchy, and buggy product and labeling it a live service game so you can fix it later after its release. And it wasn't that long ago when Halo fans were asking 343 Industries to reuse Halo 5's assets and animations for Infinite. So why is it an issue now? This kind of behavior is called baseless bias, or also irrational hatred. Bungie stands hold irrational hatred towards anything new and anything not made by Bungie, and they live in the echo chambers where they get confirmation bias, but in reverse, where instead of seeking evidence to support what they like, they only look for excuses to reinforce their dislike. And this disdain serves as their identity function. It signals that who they are not. Example, I'm not one of those fans, rather than just being about the thing itself. And psychologically, I believe it's habitual negativity born from an original perceived threat. To elaborate, Halo 4 threatened original Halo fans because it changed the franchise so much. Even things were said like they hired people who hated Halo were taken out of context to additionally support this hatred. As time went on, they pushed identity reinforcement, which means disliking 343 became part of their self-image.
Okay, look, okay. So, before he went on the whole Bungie stan tangent, his argument was decent. It was actually decent, okay? So I'll give him that. That was a decent argument about the reusing assets thing. But I think it's wrong. I think it's a fair argument, but I think it's wrong. We are talking about Halo Studios, Microsoft. Halo was at least once a long time ago the flagship IP for Xbox, right? It was the biggest thing. And Microsoft is a big corporation worth approximately $3.9 trillion right now. These studios have the money. They have the money. They have the funds to create complete games without cutting this many corners, okay? Why didn't they cut any corners while making Halo 4? Why didn't they cut any corners while making Halo 5? Why didn't they cut any corners while making Halo Infinite? They didn't have to reuse older models in those games. Why do they have to do it now? And if it is that big of a deal, if this is that much of a waste of money, then why are you making the Combat Evolved remake? Why are you not putting MCC on PlayStation? Why not? If it's that big of a waste of money, if you can't afford it that much, I think this just reinforces my argument, honestly. Just make Halo 7. Make a full, complete game. Make it full priced. No, none of this free live service shit, okay? It works on launch. Give it multiplayer. Give it campaign. All that stuff, okay? You don't need to make a remake of all these games if you're tight on money, apparently. If you can't afford another $500 million or something, it's like, I don't see what you're trying to say here. Like, are you saying that they haven't made complete games before without using assets from older games? And your example of Halo fans asking 343 to use Halo 5 animations, it's no. Let's not say that, okay? This is, again, being disingenuous, in my opinion. That is a entirely different story, because Halo Infinite, at that time, it was said that they had no animators on the development team, okay? So, and as a result, because of that, they were forced to, create essentially kit bash weapons that reused models and animations, but then they would like edit the model and just basically paint it over an already existing weapon, and it would just have all the same animations, right? So people had a problem with that, okay? So they said that instead of giving us the fuel rod spanker, that's literally just a spanker painted on with some golden covenant shit, how about you use the Halo 5 fuel rod that's in the files? Use that animation, use those animations, make a new model for it, right? Because if you can't hire animators for whatever reason, then fine, just reuse the animations for the existing gun that are already in the files. I mean, so that's an entirely different story. That's an entirely different scenario. There's no correlation here. As for all of the Bungie stan tangent stuff, it is not that deep, bro. It is not that serious. Like, genuinely, it is not. People just want good games. They want good product, okay? Right now, 343 Industries or Halo Studios, they have not been delivering as of late, okay? They have not. And from what people have seen, it's already concerning. Are there some people on the Bungie, on the pro Bungie side that are just toxic and just hate anything new? Sure, of course, yeah, there are those people out there. But the majority, I guarantee you the majority of people that are complaining are not those people. They are just people like me that are reasonable and have valid concerns, okay? So, I don't know why you're saying all this shit, alright?
I don't think these fans, and I really put that in quotations too, like, I don't think these fans hate Halo, but more so 343 Industries.
So this is an older video of his, so obviously his opinions could have changed by now, but I do just want to highlight the fact that clearly here in this clip, he is a believer in the fake fan, real fan bullshit conundrum, okay? So, yet again, this is a reoccurring issue.
The reason why I didn't want to make this video, especially back then, was because these were justifiable. These people had a reason to think this way. People had a reason to boycott it. Justifiable. That's why I didn't make this video. Of course, I had my own opinions about it. Like, the contrast for the way too late. It's like, it's better late than never. They could have easily, like very easily, especially if they were still 343 as you say they are still, they could have easily not have given us any of that. They could have easily just not gave us the mutilator, easily have not given us the vintage carbine and Falcon in the same update. They could have easily and most realistically would have done that, but they still gave us it anyways.
Okay. Is that supposed to make me feel better? They should have given us that shit years ago. I don't care, okay? Like you said yourself in this video, it's too little too late. That's how I feel. I'm not going to give this studio props for doing the literal bare minimum. That is, such a BS way of thinking. I don't understand why people like you do that. I don't get it. I could say this about Infinite's launch. I could say, hey guys, I know they released a broken and unfinished and buggy game, but they could have just not released it at all, so that makes it good. You see how stupid that sounds? That's a stupid argument. I'm sorry, but it is. It's dumb. Okay, okay. Also, I can't help but notice how already, right out of the gate, we've got 2 instances of the fake fan conundrum. So that's interesting. That's a good mindset to have, pal. You know. Really good mindset.
The main problem with the negative side of the Halo community is that it is so loud, it is so present, and there is so much that it brings down everyone else.
I made a video kinda similar to this guy's video once. I'll talk about it more later. But in that video, I was still a 343 fan, and I was upset that the Halo community was so negative, and I was upset that everybody was angry about how their franchise was being handled, and I understood. In that video, I understood why people were mad. I sympathized with the Bungie fans, right? I sympathized with them, and I understood, and I recognized that they were right to be mad. But I learned, while I matured, I learned not to give a shit. Okay, If other people are upset about something, if other people are angry and complaining about something, why is that affecting you? Why are you letting that affect you and your enjoyment of a franchise? Don't let that affect your enjoyment of a franchise. That is a you problem, okay? It's not my problem. That's a you problem.
And especially makes the Halo fans in general look bad. I have many comments of just casual gamers looking to the comment section, seeing the Halo community, the Halo quote-unquote Halo fans,
He said it!
and being disgusted. Let me read some gamer reactions to the Halo fandom now. Halo fans will literally find anything to complain about. I genuinely do not understand the hate for this. It's not even a remaster of a remaster. It's genuine remake that actually looks good. Plus, everything that's being added is so good too. As a Halo fan of 15 years, this is the best news the franchise could ever receive. Like, the franchise is obviously not in the best spot right now and needs new fans, so what better place to attract new fans than with CE? Oh my fucking god, Halo 3 fanboys are so fucking annoying. I have to add context to that. There are so many goddamn comments saying, I don't want a CE remake, I want a Halo 3 remaster, I want a Halo Reach remaster. There's a lot of those kind of comments.
And what's wrong with that? Yet again, these people fail to explain what's wrong with something that they act like is wrong. What's wrong with that? We have Combat Evolved Anniversary. We have Halo 2 Anniversary. We don't have Halo 3 Anniversary. We are getting a second remake of Combat Evolved before getting a remaster of Halo 3. Why? Why is that? Why is it a bad thing for people to want Halo 3 remaster before we do another goddamn Halo Combat Evolved remake? Why? What's wrong with that? I don't understand. And now in this whole segment, he's taking comments from other gamers and what I assume, because of what he said, is outside people. So people that aren't like really in the Halo community, but they're just like casual gamers on the outside, right? I don't care what casual gamers think. I really just don't care. If they aren't a part of this community and they don't understand what it's like having to deal with this studio, then I don't care what they think. Their opinion doesn't matter to me. I don't care if they think we look bad for complaining about getting shit product. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't understand what this community goes through in their own business. I don't care.
This video's purpose is to shed light and kind of expose the negative side of the Halo community, because not only has it gotten louder, not only that there's a lot of them, but it's bringing people down, and it's also dividing the community itself. Right now, there's like a clean split, whether you are excited about it or you're not and would rather hate on it.
I wonder why there's a lot of them. That maybe it's a bit telling, don't you think? I think it's also kind of comical that he says this, but apparently people like me who are complaining about this stuff, we are dividing the community, right? But people like you, who 3 times now in this one video have called a large portion of the Halo fanbase fake fans, that's not divisive at all, right? That's not causing division at all, right? That's not toxic, is it? No, of course it's not.
I'm a newer Halo fan. I'm excited for a campaign remake.
So you yourself admit that you are a new Halo fan, okay? So because of this, I want to level with you for a second, okay? I was a new Halo fan a few years ago, right? Not that long ago, just a few years ago. Back around the same time, I think the Halo show was kinda getting ready to come out. I, took more interest in the franchise. I've had exposure to Halo before as a series many years ago. Like when I was a kid, I used to play Reach with my friend on his Xbox 360, but I was never really a Halo fan. I just kinda enjoyed some things that were Halo related, right? About, I think 2 years ago now, I made a video. Remember I was talking about how I made a video similar to this one? Well, I made a video called Don't Abandon Halo. It was a Halo rant. back when I was still a fan of 343 Industries and all their stuff. In that video, I felt a similar way to this guy, okay? I did. I felt a similar way. But I think the difference between me and him is that I did it better than him, okay? Not to stroke my own ego or something, but I think I did it better than him. I was upset because so many Halo fans at that time were just mad. They were angry, and I didn't want people to be angry. I wanted people to have fun. I wanted people to enjoy the parts of this franchise that they loved. You know, I didn't want people to be just so negative all the time. I wanted people to be happy, right? Naturally, as you do. But the difference between me and him is that I truly understood that these people were right to be angry. I knew that they were right to be angry. I understood that they had every reason to. I understood that 343 was a shitty company that did some shady things and they lied, okay? I understood that. It was proven. It was fact. I knew that there was some BS that people were mad about. So I didn't get mad at people for being angry, okay? I was just trying to be reasonable and say, you know, spend less time hating things and more time just appreciating the things that you love about something, right? But I never once in that video tried defending 343 for their actions, okay? I never once tried to do that. I never once tried to call the veterans of this franchise fake fans, because that's bullshit, okay? That's bullshit. Here's my take on the fake fans thing. Look, dude, Ron, okay? I don't know how recent of a new fan you are, but if you're a new fan, I'm taking that as you recently joined the Halo fandom, okay? When you join a fandom, do not start policing and become some kind of authority figure, okay? Do not do that. Do not look at the veterans that have been here for longer than you are. They have been fans for longer than you, okay? Alright, they are Halo fans. They've been fans for longer than you are. Do not turn to those people and call them fake fans when you just got here. Don't do that. That's disrespectful. That's an asshole thing to do. Okay? Don't refer to them as Halo fans with quotation marks. That's stupid, okay? Don't do that. You need to understand. You need to truly, and I know that you say you understand why people are upset, but I don't think you are, okay? I don't think you understand. You say that you do, but I don't think you do, personally. Because if you did understand, then I think your video would be a bit more like mine. Of course, maybe I'm wrong. You know more about yourself than I do about you. I'm not gonna tell you how you feel, but I don't believe you truly understand, okay? And not even I don't truly understand. I don't understand how exactly the people that have been here longer than me feel. I don't understand how they feel. They have gone through way more shit than I have, okay? Because I have not been here for as much time. It's been, what, like 14 years since all this BS started with 343? People have been going through shit for 14 years. Keep that in mind. It has been 14 years, Ron. Not even I truly grasp that and how that must feel for some of these people. Don't barge into fan bases. Don't barge into fandoms and call people fake fans. That is not cool. Okay? It's not cool. It's disrespectful. Don't do that.
You know what? I think I'm starting to realize why we can never have nice things, alright? It's not my fault. It's not the company's fault. It's your fault. It's your fault!
Your math is blowing my mind.
Just at the end of the day, this new campaign Evolved game, it's a remake of the first Halo game, not a remaster. They're intentionally changing this game up for a modern audience, rebuilding this game from the ground up, filled with quality of life changes, including sprinting, which, yes, that is already a huge complaint to a lot of people.
How is sprinting a quality of life change? I don't get this stuff, man. Combat Evolved not having sprint was not a bad thing. It didn't take away from anything. That's just how the game was made. It was, I mean, again, I think Combat Evolved has some issues, okay? I will always agree with that, but for the time it was made, it's impressive. It's a generational game. It's iconic. Combat Evolved is, overall, just fine, perfectly fine, the way it is. You don't need to change these things. Sprinting is not a quality of life change. It's just an unnecessary change.
I'm someone who has played since Halo 2 and I'm hyped. I'm sorry, but most of the quote-unquote fans...
He said it! online are people easily influenced by YouTubers and most of the Halo YouTubers that were less focused on nitpicking the franchise. Yes, that is what it's been since Infinite. 343 literally did everything the fans wanted in Infinite. They made Chief focus, they changed the art style back, they nerfed Sprint, they removed the redundant weapons in the sandbox. Legitimately, these were all the things Halo fans screamed about during 5 Guardians, and the fan base still whines. The only real complaints about Infinite I agree with are the abysmal color customization systems and the SBM plaguing non-competitive playlists.
Now, of course, this is not Peep himself saying any of this. He was just reading a comment, so this is not a response to him, I guess. Just a response to that comment, I suppose. I don't know. First of all, there you go. He said it again. Second of all, Infinite gave us everything we wanted? Really? It launched incomplete and broken. No playable elites. No Forge at launch either. You gotta pay for colors? And not only that, but you know what? You know what always interested me? They could have added the classic primary and secondary color system. They could have. And you know what? They did. In Forge, for the Spartan corpses that you can make in Forge, they let you choose your own colors to put on them. But they won't do it for you. They won't let you choose your own colors, but they'll let you put colors on a dead body. How amazing is that? But Infinite gave us everything we wanted, right? We got everything, every little thing. It's not like we had to wait 4 years for the Falcon to come out. It's not like we had to wait 4 years for the Mutilator. It's not like couch co-op is non-existent. But yeah, no, we got everything that we wanted. What even is there to complain about? Am I right, chat?
How about we just all come into unity and start enjoying things again as like a community, as a society? Let's stop rewarding games that don't deserve hype. And every time something cool is actually releasing, let's actually celebrate it.
I totally agree. This is why you should go play Helldivers 2 instead of Halo.
Halo always looked really interesting to me. As a matter of fact, I'm actually planning on getting an Xbox 360 just to experience all of these Halo games. So this is actually perfect timing, the fact that they are remaking the original Halo game, obviously to be on Xbox, but it's going to also be on PlayStation. I know I keep saying this, but that is such a weird thing to be saying. Like, it just doesn't sound right. But it's true. It's a reality. Now, to someone like me who's never played Halo before, actually, I played Halo 5 Guardians. My friends really wanted me to get it just to play the multiplayer. Okay, let me rephrase that. To someone like me who's not particularly fond of Halo, this is a huge W. Being able to experience the original Halo game, but completely refined for a modern audience, rebuilding the game from the ground up, is, like I said, a huge W for someone like me who wants to get into Halo. Now, obviously, I could hop on the Master Chief Collection, but just throwing that onto PlayStation would seem a little bit lazy. So honestly, them taking that extra step just to make the introduction of Halo, you know, really good for people new to the series is honestly really sick, and that's why I'm hyped up.
Alright, so I guess this kind of goes back to what I said earlier about me not really caring what casual gamers outside of the community think. So, Peep here has only ever played one Halo game, that being the worst Halo game, and he wants to start getting into Halo, which is cool. I hope you do that, and I think it's good that he wants to play the original Halo games as they were intended on the 360. That's cool. I hope you enjoy them. I hope you have a fun time. But me personally, if I were you, I wouldn't really talk about this kind of stuff until after you've played the games and, you know, grew an understanding for why Halo fans are actually upset. Because as it stands, I don't think you have much space to talk, considering you like, respectfully, you don't really know what you're talking about. And also, I don't understand how putting MCC on PlayStation would be lazy. That's kind of a weird thing to say. I mean, this is already just a lazy asset flip game, the Campaign Evolved remake. I don't think putting MCC on PlayStation would be lazy. That's putting all the original games on PlayStation for new players to experience the way that they were originally intended to be experienced. It's not lazy, it's what they should have done. Oh my god, we did it! We did it, we made it through all the videos. Oh, yay! We responded to everybody. Woohoo! Yeah, that's great. I think this might be my longest video so far. That's, man. Alright, that's pretty cool. I'm kind of tired of talking now after all this, Jesus. Overall, I think the toxic positivity side of the Halo community is more of a problem than the negative side. People have every reason to be negative. People have every reason not to trust 343 Industries. Sorry, Halo Studios. And I think it's really just wrong to, I don't know, demean people for having complaints or concerns about this game. It's really just stupid. I don't know why you people do that. I don't know why. I don't understand you guys. I just don't. Of course, no hate to any of the people that I've responded to. I just think that they're wrong. Some of them I think were just both, like, you know, wrong with what they were saying and both wrong in the way they presented their points, but of course, no hate to them. But yeah, I think I can wrap it up there. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment your thoughts about this video, and don't forget to join the Discord, because I do very soon want to start doing game nights and movie nights. I think that'd be fun. I think it'd be really cool. So yeah, join in on that if you want to get in there. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.